I'm Deagen Fairclough and I race for Hitech Pulse-Eight and I'm 2024 ROKiT British F4 champion. So I started racing since 5 years old, the young age, and it was just me and my dad in karting, him being my mechanic, and yeah, me just having the time of my life at a racetrack and yeah, trying to pursue my career from there. I got into motorsport actually via my dad. He went to an indoor go-karting experience with his friends, and yeah, my mum and dad are very young parents. They had me at a young age, so he was like, Deagen would love this and enjoy this with so much passion, and he took me down to Daytona, and yeah, since that day that's what's kicked my whole career off. And I was somehow quick at that young age of 5 years old, probably before I could even speak proper English. I still can't even speak English, so yeah, that's what started it all off. I don't remember the first time getting in the kart, but I just remember my mum and dad put so much effort to get me a little bambino who was literally living off beans and toast, as we're a working class family, and to get our first go-kart I was eating my dinner in it. It was in the living room because we had no space for it, so I was eating my dinner in it. I was just sitting in it, just enjoying every second of it. And then this lakeside karting track allowed me to do overnight karting, and we couldn't afford wet, so we were just out on slick. So this all gave me a lot of experience through my whole racing career, and I kind of miss it, to be honest. We done 2 tracks. It was 2 separate championships. They were literally club level, nothing major because we couldn't really afford anything back in the day. It was, I say back in the day like I'm old, but a few years back we couldn't afford that Super 1 or anything above that most people go into and get the experience and go with the big teams and race against them all and meet the likes of Lando Norris and everyone they race against. And yeah, it was just me and my dad at 2 tracks, Forest Edge and Camberley, and yeah, they were my 2 local tracks that we used to go to, and we done that for many years, and just a lot of testing really in the go-kart. We don't have that major big up from the karting, but I've gained so much experience from go-karting, so not many people know that. Most people know that I've won the sim competition to get into British F4, so yeah, it's helped me a lot when I was young. But yeah, we was able to get the 2 championship wins, and that's about it. Not many people was in that club level racing because they was all away traveling the world and racing around. There's a few people I've come across, and I've actually done so the Super 1 level, like Super 1 championship, come to Forest Edge once, and I actually raced Will McIntyre, but we don't really remember, he won't remember me because I wasn't in their main championship. But yeah, no, I've raced quite a few people that I known of, and seen people, them progressing in motorsport ladders. Louis Foster, he's now in America winning championships. So there's a lot of people that I know and are quite quick. I remember having a good fight with a few, and we just didn't have the motor under us because yeah, we couldn't afford a top level motor. People have like laid out 30 engines just for the weekend, and me and my dad had this one engine for the whole time we was in Miami Cadet. So we tried our best and got the elbows out, and yeah, we learnt so much from it. Obviously we knew we was on the back foot ever since because of budget. We done karting till the age of 13, and then we had to sell all our stuff because we couldn't afford it anymore. I then eventually bought a simulator for home, just for prep for going into cars. We wanted to make that step going into tin top racing because obviously open wheel was just another level of budget. And we saw this scholarship, a junior touring car scholarship. I entered it a year young just for some experience in a car and see how it is and see if I enjoyed it, and I wanted to make the move. And yes, somehow I was able to win it a year young, so that gave me a step into the racing world, or the car racing world, which yeah, really helped me kick off everything. My mum and dad surprised me. Obviously I was a year young and I didn't really expect anything of it, but I knew the scholarship was coming up, and I really wanted to give it a go. And so my mum and dad called up the owner and he said, yeah, he can come along and join. After that call, my mum and dad surprised me for Christmas and paid for the entry fee, and was able to come out with a win, which was really unexpected, but apparently I was quite quick and I met fitness requirements, and yeah, now I look back at it, the fitness level from there to now is a really big jump and really big difference. But yeah, that's how we got into it. And then after that season we went into Fiesta Juniors. We had a really strong year, was able to source a deal with JHR Racing, but we entered the first round as a guest, so we didn't get to keep all them points. That got appealed at the end of the season when I was about to win the championship, and then I lost 150 points. So lost out on the championship on the last round, but yeah, we pretty much won most races. Skip to 2022, ROKiT set up a sim competition that I'm just ever so grateful they ever made, because I wouldn't be here without them. They set up this competition 5 rounds prior at home, and then a big final at Bolton University. So I found out about the ROKiT sim competition actually via a friend called Liam McNeely, who was on the sim playing against each other, and he said, have you not entered into this competition where you can win a season in British F4? He was actually competing it at the same time. I was quite surprised he actually told me to come and join along, because we was quite quick on the sim and we were constantly fighting each other on winning races. And yeah, since that day I looked into the event, all the regulations and how to get into it and what was needed, and yeah, it was all good. And it was a free event. You just had to qualify in the top 20 before each round at home. So many people done it, thousands of people tried to qualify, and yeah, I was pretty much the quickest. I was in the top 3 most times, sometimes pole, and yeah, that's what started it really. I was 100% determined to win it. You don't really get a chance like that anywhere in motorsport, and to have that opportunity, and obviously they set it up specifically for working class family, people that can't get into motorsport. So there was people that all around the world who were just sim racers. They could enter it and have that chance to get into British F4. And it's difficult because everyone obviously knows the prize at stake, and everyone wants that drive in British F4, as not many people get it. But I took days off school to train for it, to get laps on the sim, to be quicker, to make sure I was in that final. Yeah, my mum and dad's allowed it, and the school allowed it also. They knew I was a racing driver, and they allowed time off for any high level competition. I was just 100% determined to win it. So the process of the whole event was 5 races at home, and you had to qualify for each race. Thousands of people would enter and try qualify to get into the top 20 of one race at your home. I actually entered on the 3rd race, or the 3rd round, because obviously that delay, and I didn't really know them two were going on until Liam told me. So many people entered and tried to qualify for it, and once you get into the top 20, then there's a specific date where you have a qualifying and a race. I think it's 2 races actually. You have to just get championship points. It's like British F4, you get your 25 points for your win, you get extra point for the fastest lap, and it was about consistency, scoring enough points to get to the final. So it was the top 16 of the championship, of them 5 rounds, it's a 5-round championship, go through to the final. And then at the final it was a 2-day event. On the Saturday you do a qualifying shootout. There was 8 sims in the room, so 8 people had to go, 8 people stayed. So the top 8 carried on to Sunday, and then the bottom 8 had to go home or stand around and watch. They brung Porsche Human Performance in to test all 16 drivers, so 8 on a day and then 8 on another separate day. You test your fitness level, obviously your basic planks, your push-ups, your wall sits, there's the bleep test, there's so many things they test you on to make sure you're fit enough and ready for the F4 car, or what you need to build on, because obviously we haven't done the final by then, so they wanted to make sure the driver that wins is ready, or what they need to improve on to get them ready for the championship ahead. And yeah, we qualified pole, so it was very promising. And then we had to do 2 races on the Sunday. Obviously the 2 fastest laps from the Saturday is your starting positions for Sunday. And yeah, it was double pole, which was a surprise, and it just all started going well, and it was a 30-minute race each race. We were led start to finish in both of them, and when I crossed that line, so many emotions and so many things happened through my body. I was screaming and I didn't really believe it, and my mum and dad were crying, and yeah, it was just such a relief, and I was over the moon with it. My first test day in the car, which was with JHR at CETON, and yeah, that is the day I remember quite well. And now to sit here in the 2nd year as a champion in British F4 is ever so real. So the process from May till my test day in JHR was a really long wait, and yeah, I was a little bit nervous, if I'm honest. I didn't know if it was going to be going ahead. Because the contract wasn't signed, and I was getting a little bit worried, and so was my mum and dad. We was like, is the competition real and all this? And we then got that test day in, I don't know when it was, roughly just after the championship of Alex Dunn's year that won. A few days after that, we got the rookie test at CETON, and yeah, oh my god, it finally all kicked in, and it was probably the best day of my life, really. Obviously I didn't drive anything really fast and with any downforce and open wheel, and when I got to drive something like that, it was just such a big step. I loved every bit of it, and I just kept saying how much I was so grateful and thankful to everyone at ROKiT and everyone at JHR to make it possible. And then it was about getting the contract signed, ready for the season ahead. We didn't get too many test days before the first round. So the fitness wise in British F4, obviously I didn't really do anything too major on physical element. In the tin top series, it's not required that physically, so I had to really push myself, and obviously I was determined to work as hard as I had to obviously be physically fit, ready for the first round. And the step I've made from my first fitness test to now is a huge step, and I look back at it and I was like, oh, I'm very weak and everything, but no, I was quite fit to obviously race, and they deemed that ROKiT, JHR, and that's what got me into it. As we didn't get many test days, many laps or many test days like all the other people, and obviously that first year had Louis Sharp, Will McIntyre, they're on their 2nd year, or they'd done so many test days before, and I really wasn't expecting anything big from that 1 year. I was just like, right, take it with a pinch of salt, enjoy it. You might not have this chance or opportunity again, so I just enjoyed every second of it, and I was like, right, when we get on that podium, that will just be so amazing. And yeah, to get it on the 2nd round was just really surprising. Yeah, so JHR helped me massively progress as a driver. Obviously I was having them mistakes at the beginning of the year, but they taught me a lot from them mistakes, and yeah, they had a lot of trust in me, and I had a lot of trust in them, so we built a good relationship as a whole. Yeah, it was really nice to end off the season with a win, the last race of the whole season, and yeah, they deserved it at the end, because I did cause my mechanic a lot of work, Paul, at the beginning, like I said, but yeah, we was really strong at the end, and it was a bit gutting. Obviously we got 3rd in the championship, and I reckon we could have been fighting for the championship if I had a better mindset and prep and mentality going into it like I have had this year. I think Ollie at Hitech spoke to the big boss JK from ROKiT in the F4 hospitality, and that's where it was done, and they got me in the car as soon as possible to get testing, and the differences in team was quite big, so I had to get used to it, build that relationship with the mechanics, the engineers, and Dom, the manager. So the mentality going into 2024 was pretty much win the championship title. Obviously coming from the year before, we come 3rd, and we had a strong chance in going for that championship title, but too many mistakes. Like I said previously, 2nd year ROKiT wanted the championship win, Hitech obviously won the championship win. They're obviously getting the championship win quite often, they're always fighting up the front, they've got a great car. That was the target, is winning. Yeah, so that first qualifying at Donnington, I was really gutted. I was really disappointed in myself, because all of the pre-season testing leading up to the first round, we was the fastest. We was P1, and even on the Friday we was really quick. And then yeah, comes into qualifying, I just was all over the place. Like had too many mistakes, didn't get my peak of the tyre right, didn't get the lap time in when I wanted. I was really surprised I was even fourth, and obviously Alex was pole, and I was a little bit worried, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a long year. But then after that first race, we was able to get straight into the lead going into turn 1, and it was all looking high hopes from there. Alex has put up a brilliant fight all season.
Obviously in rival teams with Rodin and Hitech, who are always battling out the front for the championship, both in the teams and the drivers. But let's see. They're coming together. And there's contact. I knew this would happen.
Ninovic that will hold on, but there's a mistake from Ninovic over the curbs, and that leaves the door open. Fairclough's on the grass. He smashes through the sign. He's lost the lead.
He is going to come through and scoop up the win in round 17.
Argy bargy, as they say. He's been really quick, and he's made me push a lot harder for it. And yeah, I always remember the race we've had at Brands, obviously that last lap incident, but the race, that whole race was just really close, and a few mistakes from him and a few mistakes from myself, obviously getting a terrible start and him jumping me. I was like, this is over, because dirty air, it's a small circuit, and when I saw his tyres going off after midway, I was like, yeah, this is, we're in contention to get a win. And then yeah, to end the race in a 1-2-3 all of a sudden was just a really nice way to end off the second round. And so actually winning the race made it more relaxing, and then we were getting quite a few wins.
And it is Deagen Fairclough that takes the win.
Deagen Fairclough in the number 7 Hitech Pulse-Eight car takes his 5th ROKiT.
And then I saw I was getting close to Alex Dunn's record, and I was like, I would like to beat that at the end of the season. And then we was getting close to Kieran Jewis's podium record, and I was like, this is looking like a really promising year. And yeah, we've set so many records this season as a whole team. There was no chilling out on the summer break. It was all eyes on the second half and to extend that championship lead, which we did. And we was coming into Zandvoort, which I was really excited for. We'd done a pre-season test there, and we was really quick, so I was really looking forward to it. It's such an amazing circuit, and obviously it was the first abroad round for British F4, and yeah, to get 2 wins there, and then in the reverse grid get a 3rd position was just a mega weekend. And then we extended that championship lead, and then from there it was just getting bigger. Alex Dunn didn't have it fully wrapped up on the round before Brands that he missed, but to get it mathematically wrapped up at Silverstone was it. Well, in the first race it was just a relief and a lot of stress off the shoulders. And then when we went into the race 2 and race 3, yeah, we just had some fun, and obviously to get another win, to break the win record was just, yeah, amazing. Alex was putting a lot of pressure on me at the beginning of the race, and yeah, I knew if we both DNF'd, I still win the championship. So I'm not sure if he knew that, but he gave it a really good fight, and I was doing everything to keep him behind, and he put up a fair fight, and I also put up a fair fight. So it was nice, and that's what you see in championship battles between the top 2, constantly going at it and always putting up a great fight against each other is what it is.
Deagen Fairclough is there. It's been a super season. To wrap it up with 5 races to go, in my book, is absolutely incredible for Fairclough. Out of Woodcote, the checkered flag will beckon, and we provisionally crown our 2024 ROKiT F4 British champion, certified by FIA.
Oh my god, I was screaming so much, like my throat when I come into the pit lane. The team, my ears probably were gone as well, because they were shouting down the radio, but it was such a nice feeling, and it's 100% one going to stick in my memory for a very, very, very long time. Yeah, my throat finally recovered after the weekend, and yeah, it was just such an emotional way to cross the line. Oh, my mum and dad and my friends are so supportive, and I'm so thankful to my mum and dad. They've put so much effort and so much hard work into me, and I'm just really grateful to them. I wouldn't be here without them, and they've brought me up so well as a kid. And obviously we're in a working class family, and there's a lot of difficulties we face as a family, and yeah, we've got to overcome them, and we've always become stronger from them downs, and yeah, them ups that we have, like winning that championship, makes all them downs so worth it. And yeah, it was really nice to share the moment with them. So my favourite win would either be the first round or that race with Alex, round 2, race 3, or Zandvoort win, and 100% my Silverstone championship winning race. CETON, we weren't too strong on the pace. We were strong in testing there, but we were really strong in the dry, like really strong in the dry, and then it comes to the wet, we weren't that far ahead. Rodin were very quick in the wet, and yeah, I just messed up my qualifying, was in a bad spot, had a DNF there, didn't get too great of results, got 2 thirds and a DNF. Obviously me and Alex having a fight on lap 1 on the exit of turn 3, and I would have done the exact same thing as what Alex done, so I was really annoyed at that point, but I took it on the chin after the weekend, and I thought I would have done the exact same thing, so I can't moan too much. And then obviously the mechanical fault that no one's at blame. At Thruxton race 3, we had such a big lead of 7 seconds, I think it was. It was just too good to be true, to be honest. But yeah, no, the team worked so hard constantly, and they've provided me such a great car all season, and there's not been any faults until we won that championship. So I'm really harsh on myself as a driver, and in results, if I know I could be P1 and I'm P2, I'm really down. I get really annoyed. My mum and dad know this as well, that I'm really harsh on myself, even on the sim, how I train at home in the gym. But yeah, everyone is really nice and supportive, and pick me up, and always make me focus on to the next step. So the people that have been influential in Hitech is, I can't say, is every single person in that awning. Everyone at the factory, they all work so hard. Ollie, obviously, he's got me into the team and sorted me the drive, so I'm really thankful and grateful to him. My engineers, my mechanics, they always work hard and have to put up with me. So everyone in that awning, we all have such a fantastic laugh across the weekend, and it just makes it a lot better. And me and Reza are just, yeah, amazing friends. We always take the mick out of each other, and it's nice to have across the weekend, and his parents are such lovely people, so it's nice to have them around, and my mum and dad get to chat with them. So yeah, my friends are very supportive. My biggest supporter is probably my friend called Harley. He pretty much comes there every weekend and pretty much lives with me and my mum and dad. He loves the sim, he loves the racing industry, and yeah, no, it's been nice to have the support, and obviously he knows the states and the pressure that I go under, so he kind of leaves me to it. He just stays with my mum and dad for the whole weekend, and I see him after the weekend. Yeah, so it's such a privilege to be part of the BRDC Autosport Awards. Getting into the top 4 is just amazing, really. I kind of didn't expect it, but I expected it. It's weird. Yeah, it's so many people, like the likes of George Russell, Lando Norris, they've all won it, and I'm hoping to do the same. It's a really strong 4 this year, and yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy it, not put too much pressure on myself, and just have some fun. Obviously it's an F2 car, LMP3 car, and a GT3, which I haven't ever been able to drive in my whole racing career. The fastest thing I've driven is an F4, so the step up will be big, and I'm really looking forward to giving it a shot. Next year I would obviously like to do what Louis Sharp has been able to do, get the back title wins. Where I'd like to see myself in 5 years is obviously in F1, and I've manifested it since I was 5 years old, and I'm so determined to make that my goal and get myself there. Everyone that supports me getting up there, up the ranks, I'm so thankful to. I think I would look back on this year, I wouldn't say it's gone perfect exactly, but it's near enough being perfect. Obviously I beat myself up a little bit about the DNFs I've had and the mistakes I've made, but I've made myself a better driver from them mistakes, so who knows. Obviously getting into the FIA regions will be like unbelievable for us. So I'm going to work very hard to get there.